These beautiful women are being cruelly shaved bald, simply because a bald head is easier to bandage when wounded on the battlefield. Tears fill their eyes, but they never once think about resisting. They are part of the newly formed Women's Suicide Battalion. Though every woman has a love for beauty, for the sake of their country, they are willing to give up everything. It should be men who go to war, but this country has already lost all its strong men, and the weak men have been left to survive on the front lines, drinking and living cowardly lives. To boost morale, Russia during World War I decided to form a women's army. The women eagerly answered the call, and soon, a long line formed at the recruitment station. The line was filled with both noblewomen and farm women, all with the same goal, to defend their homeland. At this moment, a 300-pound woman tried to enlist, but was ruthlessly rejected by the officer, the reason being her weight. She felt insulted by the rejection. To prove herself, she pushed aside a soldier, picked up a steel pipe from the ground, gritted her teeth, and with all her strength, bent the pipe in half. This move left the officer speechless, and it was witnessed by a female instructor, who immediately appointed her as her assistant. The Women's Suicide Battalion was officially formed. Before heading to the front lines, they had to undergo training. On the very first day of training, the instructor taught them how to climb, shoot, and kill. She didn't lower the standards just because they were women. The same training methods as the male soldiers put the women through intense hardship, but not a single one of them asked to quit. To build their courage, the instructor called 2 female soldiers to fight each other. One soldier was slapped by her teammate but couldn't bring herself to strike back. But the instructor kept pushing them to take action, and soon the female soldiers were engaged in fierce combat. The instructor wanted them to understand, on the battlefield, it's either you survive or the enemy does. Mercy on the enemy is cruelty to yourself. After some time, the female soldiers' combat skills became increasingly refined, and they mastered more battlefield techniques. This meant they were ready to head to the battlefield, but the instructor couldn't feel joy. She knew the brutal truth. Once on the battlefield, some might never return, but there was no turning back. To defend their country, they had no choice but to march forward, even if it meant risking everything. However, when they arrived at the front lines on their first day, the first enemy they encountered was not the German army, but a group of male soldiers who hadn't seen a woman in a long time.